Hi, welcome back to my channel. So I'm trying this a little bit lower down, actually on the floor today, just to make it a little bit more easy for you to see, because we've got a two-pile pick today. And this is more of a love reading. So I've got some love cards, whispers of love, and angel cards as well. And then we will work with the tarot and the runes and some messages of love oracle deck as well. So this should be an interesting reading for you. And I like the take a pick ones because it does kind of separate the collective a little bit more. So it can be a little bit more specific than just one pile. So to pick your pile, if you are pile number one, then you are the wooden heart. So if you are feeling drawn to the wooden heart, then this is your reading. You are pile number one. And if you're more drawn to the lucky Buddha, then this is your reading. So here is the lucky Buddha. Well, look, if I put him there, it looks like he's got like a pink hairdo. Or maybe that's just me, sorry. Yeah, so you're pile number two if you wanted the lucky Buddha. Pile number one is the wooden heart. So take your pick now and then go into the description box and your timestamps will be in there to go ahead into your reading. So let's see, I'm going to move pile number two out the way for a moment. And we're going to work with pile number one first of all. So you are the wooden heart brigade. So we'll pop that there. Let's see what we got then. So to start with, we've got appreciate this moment. Every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. So maybe you have been hopeful for love. Maybe you are single at this time and you're looking for something. Perhaps you've been hurt in the past and you're perhaps not very hopeful at this time. So we'll go into this a little bit deeper. I can see this, I forgot what that's called, like an akora, is it, or something? You know, those shells that you put next to your ear so you can hear the sea. So this may be about listening to your emotions right now, like hearing yourself, what your needs are, where you want to go, what you want to do in terms of love and relationships. I kind of feel like somebody might be taking a trip to the beach actually with this one, maybe spending some time by the sea. Maybe you'll go on a date by the sea. Maybe you live by the sea. Lucky you. Opportunity and change. So this may be an exciting reading for you if you are single. It could be an exciting one if you're not. But I do feel for this collective, I am talking to somebody here that is single or perhaps just dating. And it feels like there's, with that little bird in her hand there, there's a message to come through here. There's something coming through. And as it's on her right hand, I'm guessing that that's feeling a little bit like the masculine, the divine masculine. There's some swallows in the back as well. So I do feel an energy coming up in the next couple of weeks, so around the new moon, because there's a new moon in that picture there. Swallows are all about family, like they migrate, don't they? And they usually tend to come back to the same place. I used to know a family of swallows that nested in a unit, and they used to build the most beautiful nests and come back every year to have their babies. And it was just nice to see them and how they swoop down, and you know, they're lovely, really, really pretty birds. But they do represent like happiness in family environments. So maybe for you, perhaps you have a family and maybe there's a fear there about not meeting somebody because you've got responsibilities, maybe you've got family and things. But I do feel that there is opportunities and change coming for you if that is you. So let's get into this then now. So I'm going to first of all just pick some of these cards. Now sometimes these relate more to previous relationships, and I know for many of you, you might not want to know about past relationships. So if that comes through and it doesn't resonate with you, then this probably isn't the reading for you. However, if none of that comes through and it looks like fresh start kind of things, then this could be the energy of a potential soulmate or the next person that's coming into your life, okay? I do want to say on that, you may have actually heard the voice of somebody that is coming in for you, or you've dreamt about this person, perhaps not seen them clearly, but sort of getting an idea that somebody is coming towards you in love. So let's see what we have on here. Ego. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. So this could be somebody that you know, maybe as a friend, that pretends that they don't like you when actually they really do. and there's something kind of stopping this person from coming forward, or has stopped them in the past from coming forward. And maybe you've had moments with this person before, but didn't really appreciate the moment that you had with them. You know, you didn't fully sort of like stay in the moment because you were kind of like trying to play it cool or hide your feelings or something like that. Or this could be this person that's been acting like that around you, you know, maybe kind of like keeping it cool, not really giving much away, kind of pretending, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, I don't really know what you're talking about, or I don't really fancy you. We've got unexpected outcome on the bottom. Oh my God, that's my hair stuck to all the stuff. Honestly, don't have long hair, it just gets everywhere. Hope, I haven't given up on us yet. Now, hope, I mean, if you get the bottom bit on there, I feel like this might be you that has been hopeful lately. You've been hoping and feeling like you are about to meet somebody. You are about to have quite a strong connection with somebody here. I do definitely feel that. But we have this unexpected outcome on the bottom. So I am getting a vibe and energy of, in the next couple of weeks, there is going to be a special date of some form that you're going to be going on. And I do feel it does seem to resonate with the seaside, or going on a trip that takes you down by the coast potentially. I'm going to take that one out actually. And we've got runner underneath that. So this could be somebody that maybe has in the past kind of like ran away from this connection, and it does feel like they might kind of play it cool and just be like, we're just friends to start with, when actually they've really desired more, but didn't want to ruin any connection with you. Okay, they didn't want to sort of ruin a friendship with you, because if that's all they can be with you, then they'd be happy with that. So yeah, appreciating the moment. Every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. So, you know, there's always that opportunity around you. And if you have been feeling reclusive lately, then this might be your message to kind of like start going out a little bit more. This time of year is great for that. Allowing yourself to socialise, meet new people, you know, go chat to other people, things like that. Rather than going on, you know, dating sites and things, go and actually speak to people, you know, go out with some mates, or go meet some new friends, make some new friends. Okay, I'm going to shuffle this. Oh, no, I'm not. What am I doing? I just completely bypassed my runes then. I left them over there all on their own. We're going to pick some runes and see where the energy is within the runes for you on this. I'm getting like some people are losing faith with finding somebody, finding a connection. Don't lose faith. We have Nordies, so soul needs. Somebody's got some needs and they want them meeting. This is what I'm feeling from this. It's kind of like, what I'm getting from this is somebody with a desire to be held, somebody with a desire to be kissed, somebody with a desire to sort of have some different levels fulfilled. So this can be, you know, having somebody to talk to about your day, things like that. Having somebody that will kiss you, hug you, do other things with you. But also, you know, have conversations with you and things. It's like you want all levels with somebody, and you aren't willing to compromise just for any old person. And he said any old Harry. So if Harry means anything to you, then that's for you. I'm not going to say Tom or Dick either, by the way, in case you say it. So this is about two people coming together. And I didn't mean it like that either, before anybody says it. Making a fire. So this is kind of like, say, this is how I feel this connection could be, is almost like, you know, you both need a fire, you both need that warmth, you both need that security and survival kind of thing. And you've both gone off to gather your own sticks, but maybe one of you has the fire lighter and the other one has the sticks, and it's like you've both got what each other needs, and you've always had that, but there's been a fear of giving it, bringing it together. There's been a fear around that. I talked a lot about that rune, didn't I? Let's see what the other runes are saying about this. So it's kind of like where you may have been preparing your own fire by yourself. Allow somebody else in to help you with that. It's okay. Ooh, we have Wyrd. Now, in a relationship kind of reading or a love reading, this signals a trusting relationship. So this is kind of like a partnership that is divinely guided. Now, this rune is connected to the goddess Freya. And Freya, she did a lot of getting about, but she always like had the most emotion for her husband. You know, she wept a lot for her husband. And I do feel for some of you, only some of you, this other person in this connection, you have wept over, you've cried about this connection, but they don't really have any knowledge of that. And I actually feel like maybe they have done as well, but would never admit that. We've got this ego card on here. So it's almost like there's two people stood in their ego, not really letting the other one see, for fear of rejection, for fear of, you know, it being weak or, you know, just not a good thing to do. But there's definitely something about this. So like if you look at Wyrd is like, you know, if you put a line down the centre, it would be mirrored, wouldn't it? It's the same with Nordis. So it's almost like two people mirroring each other, kind of wanting the same thing. With those two swallows on the top there as well. This is kind of like, I do feel this is about like a commitment that feels like family. So it's possible that you've known this person for a long time. This is number 33 on the top of there. So if you've been seeing a lot of threes lately, that might be something symbolic to you. But again, it's that mirroring. If I put a line down there, it would look, you know, exactly the same. So yeah, it's a very emotional energy that I'm getting from this. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some cups that come out with this as well. And we have Uruz. There is strength within this bond. There is connection, a really deep connection. And it's stable as well. It's got a really stable energy to it. So I don't know if it's that you both bring that stability to each other, but it is going to feel quite grounded. I do feel from this very much earth energies. So that could be like Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo sort of energy coming from that, if that's your sun or moon sign, if you know what they are or not. It doesn't really matter anyway. I don't really do the zodiac signs that much. It's just if something specifically comes through. But this is an energy over the next couple of weeks where you are going to be feeling more of this stability. And it's kind of like feeling trusting. So Wyrd is about trust, and there's an element of Uruz that contains trust as well. And it's having the ability to sort of see beyond the obstacles, to strengthen connections and mend things. That's what I'm seeing from this. And it's been a very slow process, very slow energy. So perhaps this is somebody that you've known for a very long time, but you've only really been able to be together. Maybe you've both been in other connections or something, but always liked each other, and suddenly something's changed and, you know, things are changing on there. Very interesting. But it's a very excited energy. I can feel an excitement to it. So let's see what else we have on here. There's something about restriction though, with Nordis being there. So there is like, and I feel that that is about people not really saying anything. You're both not really talking about how you feel or what you want. Okay, we've got the Page of Coins on here. So this is like a small offer coming out. There's like an opportunity on here. A new opportunity or new beginnings. But it's also, like we were saying before, about going on this date, going to the beach. The Page of Coins can be somebody planning something. So it's like making a plan to do something. There's a shadow there, isn't there? What is causing the shadow? Oh yeah, it's the stamp. Okay, I got it. I'll hold it there then. Somebody's going to write to you this day and age, they're not going to write a letter, obviously. It's probably more going to be like a text message or something like that. But somebody wants you to know something. They want to tell you something. And I feel like maybe by going on this trip, they've got a chance to kind of like, you know, talk. It's like they just want it to be you two together, like not with your friends. If this is a connection that includes other people that you are in a friendship group with, they just want you. We've got the Knight of Swords as well. So this is somebody that is definitely made a decision, is deciding, and there's also communication that comes with this as well. So it's kind of like a very fast communication. So like I say, in the next couple of weeks, or even the next few days, I would expect you to receive a message, or maybe it's you reaching out to somebody else with a message. Maybe this video is encouraging you to do that. Okay, so there is an element of, though, there's a fear of going in the wrong direction. Yeah, there's a fear of things not going right. Maybe in the past things haven't gone right, and there's a fear there of this isn't going to work, or this isn't going to be right for me. I feel with the Chariot in reverse, it's, yeah, there's a fear of that wrong direction, but also imbalances. So it's, I feel for somebody here that they, especially with the Page of Coins on there, that they don't have enough to give at this time, or there's a fear of they want that right now, but what if they change their mind? Maybe that's happened in the past. Okay. But we also have with that the Two of Wands and the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Coins. Now, someone's been really paying attention to their plans and what they want to do. This could be not just about love, though. This could actually be about sort of, nah, it's definitely about making plans. Someone's kind of piecing together all the information, getting the knowledge together as to how to go about this and whether they really want this or not. It's almost like they're putting, I can see somebody kind of like finding the pieces of the puzzle to put them together. So it's almost like I do feel this connection has been going on for some time, but not really had any connection in it, as in terms of like it hasn't been a relationship. It's been more of a want or a desire. But now somebody is deciding, actually, I don't seem to be able to find anybody like this person, so I feel like I want to take a chance on this person and move towards them. And it's quite, we've got the Two of Wands on here, which is somebody who is making a decision and moving towards like quite a bold idea, really. You know, it, and again, this can sometimes signal somebody going on a, like, deciding where to go, going on a journey. And yeah, I feel this does definitely signify, it's a bit like there was a brick wall recently, like a brick wall maybe in communication, a brick wall in just feeling or not feeling. Maybe you've had a lot of other things going on as well, and you felt, or this person has felt, just a real lack of energy for anything. Whereas now that brick wall is coming down, it's starting to come down, and they're starting to see, I mean, it looks a bit like Nordi's, doesn't it? It does look very similar, that pattern, to Nordi's. So it's almost like whatever was restricting them before, or whatever was restricting you before, now doesn't seem to really be much of an issue. It's like that's starting to dissipate to enable this connection to go ahead, to move forward. Now, the Seven of Swords, this can be where there's kind of been a little bit of dishonesty. I hate to say it, but it's true. And where I do feel in the past, I did have runner, didn't we, on the bottom before of those messages. And this has that same kind of energy of somebody kind of like running away. There's some cards, they depict the person picking up some swords and kind of moving away. But it could also be, I mean, yes, it comes out as dishonest or kind of like a cunning sort of energy. But with the 8 of coins on there as well, kind of makes me feel like somebody is just really thinking hard. So perhaps it's more that they're not willing to, perhaps they've seemed like they're hiding something from you because they're just trying to figure out what they want, what they need, and how they feel, because they don't want to go down, they don't want to take the wrong direction. They don't want to get hurt again. Nobody in this situation wants to be hurt. So that's why there's a lot of holding back. However, things are changing, aren't they? So I'm going to pick a card for what does Airwars represent in this reading. Okay. Wow. So we've got the King of Pentacles on here. So this is a very warm, confident. There's usually a dog in this one as well, in another deck that I've got, which kind of makes me think about loyalty. So this is somebody that wants to come forward with an offer that is being loyal. They want to be loyal. And they're very intensely focused on you, and you're very intensely focused on them. And there's a lot of abundance with that as well. There's a lot to do with that. Now we've got this. Oh, and we've got strength on the bottom there as well. So this is kind of like having bravery, courage to come forward. What was I just going to pick up? Oh yeah, it was that one, wasn't it? Unexpected outcomes, sudden changes, things happening. Somebody has gone through kind of, and we're around the full moon at the moment, so I do feel that things have been illuminated to this person, or maybe to yourself, about actually, you know, this could be actually a situation that's occurred that could have kind of blown everything wide open for the truth to come out, the truth of how everybody's feeling. And I do feel this moon is very powerful at illuminating things at this time. It's kind of like, if anybody was trying to hide anything, they ain't going to be hiding it in this moon. It can't be hidden. So again, opportunity and change with the Tower. It's not a bad change. I know the Tower often looks like, you know, all is lost, but something needed shaking up, something needed changing, because this was just going really stagnant, possibly even a stalemate. Maybe you weren't even talking at one point. But I do feel this is a connection where you are talking, you are in a friendship almost. Perhaps you're hanging out with other people as well, and you're just playing it cool, keeping it platonic, but something is about to change. Someone is making a decision that actually, maybe you've had a bit of an encounter with this person. Maybe something's happened on a night out or something like that, and you've kind of had this realisation of just how much they feel about you, and they've had a realisation of just how much you feel about them. So perhaps that's why they have decided to take this chance right now. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles as well on here, and Temperance. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles and Temperance. Now this is, I love the Ten of Pentacles. It kind of goes well with the King of Coins as well. There's a lot of abundance with this. There's a lot of fortunate and very earthy energy as well. So perhaps you are both earth signs, maybe, or at least one of you. There's like Celtic symbols and things in there. And I can see what looks like a bird. Maybe birds are significant to you, especially birds of prey. And I can see a labyrinth as well. So maybe do you work with a labyrinth? Maybe, you know, those patterns that you kind of trace your finger on as a meditation tool. I can see somebody doing something like that, or making one even, or perhaps you want to go to a maze or a labyrinth somewhere. That might be symbolic to you at this time. I'm getting an image of, I don't know why it's making me think of like Stonehenge and places like that, like places of power on a spiritual level. So perhaps this person wants to take you around some spiritual sites, or maybe that's what you like to do as well. Yeah, I'm getting like stone circles and just, you know, straight, you know, like crop circle type things and things like that. It's like somebody going on adventures, seeking out these kind of things. That's what I'm feeling from this. But we've got Temperance on there, so there's a need to just be patient, and things are taking their time. You've already been really patient within this. It's already been a slow process, but that's a good thing, because if you can be patient and kind of like know what you want, then it's good, isn't it? You know, it helps. But I do feel the reason for the patience, I've just noticed over here, we've got another couple of cards. We've got the Ace of Coins in reverse, which that is about kind of like slowing things down. I don't want to say missed opportunity, but somebody isn't seeing the bigger picture with this one. It's kind of like perhaps this person feels like they have missed an opportunity with you, or you feel like the opportunity's been missed. So you could be watching this thinking like, oh, whatever, like that this sounds like such and such, but they've long gone, you know, they don't care, or they don't want to know. Well, maybe they're about to see the bigger picture. We've got the 8 of Swords on here. So, you know, this is signaling somebody that is leaving something behind, moving away from something, because of feeling powerless, feeling, you know, it's quite a guarded energy, basically, where it's kind of like, you know, somebody, usually this card is like somebody that's blindfolded and they've got all swords around them, but they could actually move forward if they wanted to. So it kind of goes well with Nordies, because it's like somebody feeling restricted or constrained, but actually they're putting that restriction and restraint around themselves because they're not seeing the bigger picture. They're not seeing what this could actually be. So that could be frustrating for you. I do feel it's not you. I feel like it's this person that's on your mind right now. And that's why they're feeling this way, is because they're kind of restricted by not seeing the bigger picture, not seeing how this could actually work out. But it feels like with that Tower moment there, that perhaps things have changed now and they are going to be coming forward. Oh, that's not the right deck. What have I done with the deck? Guys, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to pick a final outcome on this for you. So what is the final outcome of this connection? I'm getting like 30 as well. So like the 30th of a month might be significant in this connection. And a 9 as well. So it could be like, well, that could be September, or that could be someone's house number. 9 is the number of completion. So it could be like something has been completed within this connection, a cycle. So what is the final outcome for this lovely person that is watching here? We have the Ace of Swords. So this is new connections. This is somebody having like an epiphany moment, realizing something and then wanting to communicate. So I do feel like the outcome of this is going to be communication with opportunities for change, and actually finding that love within the moments. Okay. And there is unexpected outcomes coming, but it all starts with this incoming communication. Somebody has had the light bulb switched on. They've realised what needs to be let go of in order to come forward. It's a very, very good energy. And this signals like somebody being very successful, very direct with their energy. So expect that. Okay, so pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope that that was good for you. So let's see what we've got for pile number 2. I'm going to have to move my legs. Oh, I've been sat in that position for too long. Not that I don't normally sit in that position, but I do. So, pile number 2, this is your reading if you chose the Lucky Buddha. So we're going to go with your reading right now, but I'm not going to use that deck. I'm going to use the Lightseer's deck instead. So let's see what we've got for you today. I'm going to put Buddha over there. We have Composure, and spend quality time together, listen and talk to each other. Okay, so this could be a connection that you are already in. Maybe there's been a little bit of tension, maybe there's been some arguments, maybe things aren't going too great at the moment, is the energy that I'm getting from there. I'm going to pick your runes first of all, and then we'll go into the love messages that we have. So what runes do we have for our pile number 2? See something about lanterns at like Samhain or Halloween that might be significant to you. Perhaps you met at Halloween. Oh, we've got Eros again. We just had this one in the last reading. So again, this is about relationships. So I do believe that you are already in a relationship with this person right now. Okay, so I'm going to pop that one down on there. Let's see what else we have. I just saw Swallow then, which is intention. If you're not already in a relationship with this person might be believing that they're already in a relationship or pretending that they're in a relationship with you. So this is a new beginning following an ending. So there's been, I'm getting something about somebody being somebody else's backbone. Almost like, you know, you're my backbone. You bring this to me, or you bring that to me. And perhaps you have broken and then come back together again, is what I'm getting from this. But there's a need for this, like looking at composure on here. There's been healing during this time. Like, I feel like you've had a bit of time of separation and then come back together. And in that time of separation, you've had some time to kind of focus on yourself, observe yourself, and they've done the same. It's like they've gone away and sort of thought about like getting that composure together of how you communicate, things that weren't right before, that's now changing, that's now be getting better, basically. I can get my words out then. So perhaps there's something about not being able to communicate properly and then going away and being sort of like, okay, well, I'm going to start recognising what this person needs. Now, this separation may have been a little while ago and you have worked through it, you have learned through it. There might still be more work to do. And that's why it's saying, you know, don't get stuck in a rut again. Allow yourself to spend some time together, quality time together though. So perhaps if in this connection you've got children, you need to go and plan some things on your own together. Or if you don't have children, it might just be that you know, it says here, listen and talk to each other. So there is something about being able to listen to the other person, but also being able to talk as well. You know, a really deep connection is being able to allow somebody to speak their truth. Even if you know, try not to take things personally that people are saying to you, because they are just trying to speak. And sometimes if we come at somebody with a defense because we feel like it's an attack on us, it creates this pattern in a relationship, which can then wear the relationship down to the point where it's like nobody really wants to speak any truth anymore. And you start to go separate ways. You kind of, even if you're still in a relationship, you're just not really communicating anymore. And it's a shame because you lose that love for each other or that desire to spend time together because of that. Whereas if you gain composure and you work at communication, it makes things so much better. We have Hagalaz on here as well. So there is sudden changes for you within this. Now, for some of you, I do wonder if you have maybe come to the end of this connection and you are feeling like actually it's time for a change. Or maybe this person is communicating that to you or wanting to communicate that to you. Or you just feel like change is brewing, something's coming. And with I was there and Hagalaz, it does kind of signal that there is an ending coming here. So this is an ending to your relationship, but it doesn't mean an ending to the relationship full stop. It just means maybe an ending to the relationship as it currently is. So it's allowing for a fresh start. But with the composure card there, you know, maybe you are at the last kind of point within this relationship to see if it will work or not. So it could all decide on spending this time together. So in that case, I was here It's kind of suggesting about you trusting yourself to know what you want and finding your inner power, you know, being guided by working on that relationship with yourself as much as anything. Whether this relationship stays or goes, it's all about you working on yourself. Okay, now we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot for this particular connection. No, we're not. We're going to use the messages of love first of all. So let's see what this person wants to say to you within this connection, or what the overall words are. So this might be what you're feeling or thinking at this time. Responsibilities came out on there, and holding back. So there is something about perhaps you've had a few financial struggles, or somebody isn't really allowing you to see their emotional needs, or maybe you're not expressing your emotional needs. I am getting a feeling, if you are a feminine here in a connection with a masculine, I'm getting a feeling of you feeling like you can't bring certain things up. So with this holding back on there, it's like you're afraid to bring something up for fear of it rocking the already quite shaky foundations of this situation, of this relationship. That's what I'm feeling from there. It does feel like for some of you there may be a want for children, or maybe this is somebody that already has children, or you yourself already have children, and it's, you know, trying to sort of get your needs met on all levels, not just between yourself and this person, but making sure that you are there, you know, with your children as well. So do we have any more information on this? This came out on the last reading. So, you know, it is kind of like something that's a big deal in all relationships and just in life in general. Ego. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. So that's protecting ourselves, isn't it? Sometimes we can get to a point of sort of like, you know, wanting to protect yourself from being hurt. If you feel like you're at the end of a relationship or something, there can be a feeling of, you know, nobody likes conflict, nobody likes arguments. And if this is a relationship where you are in the same house, maybe there are financial things that need to be sorted out and stuff. If you were to end this relationship, that might be holding you back from really wanting to do it. But at the same time, there isn't the work being done to rectify the things that aren't quite right. That's what I'm feeling on here. Oh, but we've got a new chapter on the bottom. I am trying to move on. Now, forget the trying to move on bit, because maybe one of you is trying to move on and the other one actually would like to try and make things work. So there is a need for communication in that kind of situation. So, and the full moon is a great time for, you know, really getting those things out in the open, and it may be emotional conversations, but that is good for growth. It allows you to, you know, if you get so much from it, if you can allow yourself to be seen, if you know, if you can't be vulnerable in front of your partner, who can you be vulnerable with? We've got the Devil on the bottom of here. So this is kind of like patterns and stories and things. It's, if you are, and this happens a lot in relationships, I think, whenever you have an argument or something, you kind of go over the same old ground, don't you? It's a bit like, it reminds me of my, like, children, where you kind of like, something's happened to them and it's sad. But once you've moved through that bit, they'll come up with something else that was sad that day or 2 years ago or something like that, where it's like, oh, and I'm sad about this. And it's like, no, you're just indulging in that emotion now. You are just plucking anything, and that's a pattern. That is a pattern. So this can happen in relationships sometimes, where it's sort of like there was an argument about something several weeks ago, but that might be easier to discuss than the current thing. So they'll bring that up, or you'll bring that up, that kind of thing, okay? I said thing a lot there, didn't I? But there may be some doubts. You might be kind of trying to convince yourself that this is what you want, when actually it isn't. Maybe you do want to break free from this. Getting Queen stuck in my head now. Let's have a look and see what energy we've got on here. So what is Eros telling us on here at the moment? What is Eros here? I'm getting a headache. I feel like maybe there's somebody around here, it's like you're really up in your head at the moment. Perhaps you suffer with migraines, but you're kind of like really struggling to feel free in your mind because this is kind of taking up so much of your energy. So we've got the Chariot card on here, which is kind of like somebody taking action and gaining victory over a situation as well. There is movement here. I do feel for some of you this might be in terms of you building this relationship with yourself, you know, you keeping your composure. And I am still getting that image of two people living in the same home, but they have already separated. They aren't really together anymore, but having to keep that composure in that situation. But there is movement coming, there is action coming, and victory. You know, things aren't going to stay the same permanently. They are going to move forward. And the Fool. So again, this is, you know, it is time to take a chance here. It's time to make a move. If there's people holding back and there's other things, other responsibilities and stuff like that, it does feel like maybe this spending quality time together is actually a deep conversation that needs to happen, perhaps to gain closure or, you know, to allow yourselves to move on. I do see this being, you know, you can still be friends from this, but it's almost like two people coming together to go, I've had enough of this. Have you? Yeah, I've had enough of this. Oh, good. Okay, so we're clear on that. We're good on that. That might not be for all of you. So if that doesn't resonate, then that obviously wasn't for you. But I do feel for some of you, if you're in that situation where you are living together with somebody and it's not going well and you've tried everything you can and there's still holding back and there's still ego in there, there's still things that aren't being rectified, and maybe you've tried to say like, let's go out together, and when you do, you don't really communicate or you don't really enjoy the time. You know, what are you really holding on to at the end of the day? So this is kind of like taking that leap of faith. It will be scary at first, of course it will be scary, but you are on a different path at this point. You are moving into your power, your personal power, and I feel like you need that. And here's the Ten of Pentacles. So if you were worried about how this might affect you on a financial level or how this might affect you in moving forward, you are going to be absolutely fine. You aren't going to suffer in any way. This is kind of like things are going to happen in a way that is quite amicable. You know, it's not going to be a terrible, terrible thing, because it's actually two people that have kind of outgrown this connection now and are in need of moving forward. And this is your sign. If you were worried about that, don't be, because it's going to be all right. It's going to be fine. And I've had the Magician twice now on the bottom of there. So this is kind of like, there's been some manipulation within this situation, I feel, under the surface. Maybe you could be manipulative, or this person might be, or perhaps both of you are trying to like manipulate situations. It's kind of like wasting your energy, wasting your time on doing that. You know, just be truthful, just be honest. Be honest about what your needs are. Don't try and blame somebody else. And if they're trying to blame you, you know, don't take that on. Just accept this is how it is. This is how it's meant to be. I can smell a really strong perfume as well. I can't think what it is, but I feel like I should know it. It's one from like the 90s, but I can't think what it is. That might be significant to you. I can see it on like somebody's bedside table or something like that. Maybe you've looked at that bottle and it's like, I'm getting an idea of like reminiscing over things from the past. Maybe you've been in this relationship for a long time. So there's, you know, there's definitely going to be, any relationship breaking up is not easy, is it? But when you know it's for your greater good and you just know it's inevitable, it's going to happen. So we've got the Page of Cups on here. So this is kind of like somebody's saying on here sort of like, yeah, whatever, this isn't going to, you know, we're just going to keep going around the same old thing. But this Page of Cups, you are dreaming about something new, I'm feeling from this. You're dreaming about like a new connection, something new happening in your life. It's like with that Fool card on there, it's kind of like you want something new in your life. You want something new to happen. You're outgrowing things that are in your life at the moment. And as difficult as that might be, I've just got 4444 on the clock then. So that might be significant for you if you're seeing a lot of fours around. Don't ask me what the numbers mean because I actually don't really know. But this is kind of the key here. I feel like in this connection, you wanted something a bit more permanent. You wanted something maybe that was marriage, rather than like just living together. And I feel like perhaps things haven't progressed very well because there's been excuses during this relationship. So for some of you, you may be feeling a little bit like, you know, you've not wasted your time, but spent and invested a lot of time into this connection only to find actually it's not fulfilling your needs. It's not going in the way that you want. You may be seeking some counsel here about this. Maybe you've been to counselling with this person and it's just not really, nothing's really changing. Let's just have a look. What is Hagalaz kind of suggesting? What's that one? Ooh, Page of Swords. So you could be actually looking into new forms of career as well, or looking into study of some form. Maybe you're looking to change your job, change your career, or maybe you have and that has created some changes within your relationship. So what is this sudden change all about? Ooh, okay. I do feel, some of you, the sudden change is because there's another connection on the horizon. I feel for some of you, you've spent some time with somebody else, maybe. And there's no judgment here, you know. Whatever this is yours. It's just kind of explaining to you what's happening. And you've kind of like been thinking about this for a while, perhaps planning how you're going to make this transition. This, I feel, was needed, was necessary to highlight your need to move on from this connection. It's kind of illuminated for you what you really needed. And this new person kind of feels like more like home to you, or, you know, more like in line with who you are right now and what your needs are. Whereas this connection before, there's been a lot of issues with it. I do feel there's something about a financial kind of tie or restraint within it there as well. So that might be something that needs to be looked into as you move on from this. So yeah, that's interesting. So that is what the change is. That's what that sudden change is you've had a realisation on, it might be you, the other person, but I'm feeling as this is your reading, this more for you, that you've had a realisation that somebody else that you wish to be with, someone else coming forward that has maybe made an offer of love to you as well. Let's have a little look and see if there's any more information on that Two of Cups. I'm very intrigued now as to what this is. I don't know how I managed to do that. The Lovers. Yeah, someone's in love. Somebody is definitely feeling a pull, an energy towards another connection on here. Sorry, I'm getting cramp in my leg. I don't think I've drank enough water today. So this is definitely a symbol of a new beginning with somebody that you see as a soulmate. That's what I'm feeling from this. Whoa, where did that come from? Okay. This is Thorazaz. Thorazaz is an energy of action. This rune always comes out for me right at the beginning of a new adventure. Yeah, something is about to change. A new chapter is about to begin. It's like Thor's hammer, whack, coming down. Right, nothing can be the same from this point. And once seen, nothing can be unseen. That kind of thing. I say that a lot, I know. And Thor is as on here, that it is about taking action and also protecting something that's important to you. Whatever you feel you need to protect that from, it is protecting it. Now there's Justice card on the bottom of here, so there is some truth that needs to come out about this. There's some you know, things coming into justice is just, you know, having integrity, really. So it's sort of like, if this is yourself in a new connection, you know, make sure you honour and use integrity with the person that you were in a relationship with. Because when you're in a connection where you feel that strong pull to a soulmate, for instance, it is very easy to just go skipping along down that road and forget everything else that's going on. But, you know, what you have to think is, would I be happy with that? Would that make me feel happy if that was done to me? And if it's a no, then you don't want to be later on down the line having to try and put that right. Okay? And that can be a difficult situation. It can be a difficult amount of karma to deal with too. So that's what we have on there. Now, you know, you've gone as far as you can, and you are determined within this. You are determined. And it's kind of like an energy. I am sort of feeling that, you know, in time, when things have kind of settled down a little bit, this is how this is going to feel. It's sort of like, we made it through. We made it through this. And really, you know, with the Justice card on there, it is the truth, okay? It is the truth. So really, you're doing the right thing by being truthful about this. Just be careful how you go about it, okay? It's like trying to create the least amount of damage with Hagalaz there, because there's going to be chaos created from this. There's going to be truth coming out, which is actually a healing process. But again, with that composure card, keep your composure. Try not to project or use transference, that kind of thing, you know. Stick to the facts and just be as kind as you can. So this is kind of, I reckon by the 8th of April, we're going to have some changes within this dynamic. Things moving forward. But it also signals like the 8 of Wands is like good news, is fortunate news. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, to be honest. It's actually quite a good thing. But it may cause, there may be a period of like stalemate with the previous person. You know, I do feel like you potentially the kind of person that likes to keep a connection with people. You know, you don't like to fall out with people, but you also have this need to move on. So you may just find that they may be avoidant towards you, or you might be avoidant towards them for a little period of time, but that won't last too long. That won't last too long at all. So let's get a final, okay, final outcome it is. 4 of Wands. So what you were looking for that you weren't getting from this previous relationship, I do feel you are getting it now in this relationship, okay? 4 of Wands is a celebration, and it does sometimes signify marriage, you know, that kind of energy. But it is a very, very beautiful energy. It also signifies like freedom and excitement, and it is almost like somebody being like, I've broken free from something that has made me feel so heavy or just unappreciated, that kind of thing. Whereas now you're in this energy of moving forward. There's no more holding back. It's all coming out, okay? But that's a positive thing. So pile number 2, I'm going to leave that there for you. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please do like, subscribe, leave me some comments if this did resonate with you. And if you would like to explore this further, then please do get in touch for a personalised reading. The details are in the description box. Have a blessed day.